McDavid. Moves in, McDavid goes upstairs! What a goal!
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 14 of this NHL 20 Draft to Glory franchise mode with the Reading Royals. In today's episode, we are jumping into the 2026 NHL Entry Draft, where we definitely have a top-end lottery pick here, as Montreal's pick has landed very well for us. We're definitely going to be landing yet another elite. And really at this point, it's like, where does this fit into our team? Because we've got a bunch of defense, a bunch of forwards that are elite and are going to move forward here. But there you go. 3 teams win the lottery. And yikes, yeah. So we land pick number 4 and number 10. Not bad, but not great. Obviously, that Montreal pick dropped quite a bit as Calgary moved up 1 spot. Los Angeles moved up 7, and Nashville moved up 5. Jeez. Okay, so that one kind of stings. We got pick 4, so that means we will probably be going after a center here. I was expecting to go after a center at this point, honestly. So really it's between Durocher or Godfrey at this point. And honestly, Durocher looks really good for where he's at. Obviously, he put up well over 100 points, 125 to be exact. Whereas Godfrey only put up 87, but, still good picks in their own rights. Pitton looks like he could be a stud-worthy pick. I don't know if we're going to get our hands on him, unfortunately, because, just because there's a bunch of other teams picking in between there. I mean, I'd love to pick up a NHL-ready power forward winger like that. That would be sick, but, again, not really sure how this is going to go. Gagnon there might be good. I don't know. It's hard to judge these players, and a lot of these guys besides that are just 3-year ETAs, so it doesn't really make sense to pick any of those guys with the 10th overall pick. And yeah, we will be getting into the draft here pretty quickly though. So as far as retiring players go here, we're going to take a look. And, Ryan Getzlaf, that's a pretty big name. Jonathan Taves and Logan Couture also break 1,000 points on their careers. Eberle, Oshie, Van Riemsdyk, and Pacioretty all over 800. Pietrangelo, Radulov, Stahl, and Subban all over 700. Radulov almost broke 800, same with Pietrangelo. And Gagne, Brassard, Henrique over 600 points. Jeez, these are some big name careers here. A lot of guys with a lot of points. My God. That's a very well-rounded draft overall, or retiree class, sorry. Semyon Varlamov retires. Same with James Reimer and Keith Kincaid. And then Anders Nielsen and Hutchinson also had over 100 wins there. All right, so as far as retiring coaches go, do we lose anybody? I don't believe so. Okay. So, I am going to go to view the draft class here because I want to find out a couple things about a couple guys. So, Pitton, we know everything about. Let's see who else we got here. Gagnon here I want to get more information on because we very well might be drafting him. So, let's figure out. I want to find out first off his ETA. Couple years away, so he's 2 years. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. Okay. And what is his biggest strength? Please be skating. Nice. Okay, so yeah, he's probably going to be our go-to guy here for the 10th pick there, because we're probably not going to get Pitton. And even though, yeah, we probably don't really need defense, Gagnon's still going to be a good selection. Very possible that he is a medium elite. And yeah, I mean, I'd love to pick Pitton, but I just don't see that happening. Besides that, I don't know where the rest of our picks are, to be honest, so just trying to figure that out right now, really. This guy looks good. Olason, 1 year out. Like, that'd be a sick pick for a winger. Yeah, that's all I really got for scouting. I don't know who else to scout. So we got our trade block here. Obviously, the Montreal pick is very high valued. We're going to keep the 2027 pick up there. Man, we've had a lot of decline in here in our players. Like, especially that, man. Bryce Anthony, that just pisses me off. That he dropped off that heavily over one season. That's too bad. Not much we can really do to change that now, so. Oh well. Oh, a debt dropped like crazy. Chubasov even dropped. Oh man. Yikes. Well, what can you do, right? Like, can't do much. I would definitely say that Kapitanov and Mueller are both getting contracts next year here. We're probably going to trade away some goalies, just based on the fact that we have other guys coming up through the system here now. So, yeah. So, we are going to get into the draft here. We don't have a pick until number 4, but, we should be fine. We got 4 and 10 on the board here, and I just want to figure out where the rest of our picks are. Okay, so looking through this draft, I'm definitely looking to potentially trade for a second-round pick, if that is possible, because, well, there's a few reasons. One of those first reasons being that there isn't that much depth beyond this point. Like, I'd say the first 3 to 4 rounds are probably going to be solid. After that, I really don't know. Like, it's going to be a lot of question marks and a lot of, like, who is good and who is not. Like, that's what we're trying to figure out at this point. So, we've got pick 42. So we probably won't get Enroth, but we could get a guy like Devos, maybe? Or even take a risk on a guy like Holden Haley, who I really doubt is going to be good. Actually, no, we're going to take Mackey there. Okay, so we won't get either of these guys, unfortunately. But we might get... We'll definitely get Hainsey at 120. Fuck, man. Besides that, I don't know who else is actually going to be good in here. This is pretty sad. Alright, so Calgary's going to make their pick here. We're just going to let them go for it. And LaBarbera is an 81 overall playmaker. Okay. So not spectacular. I don't know how good our pick is going to be where we have it, but we'll try to figure that out here right away. Alright, so we are going to try to make a trade here. We don't have a ton of second round picks. We're trying to acquire one here. And I believe pick 39 is going to be tight. Yeah, that's going to be too tight, unfortunately. So the Wild want to trade that pick, but unfortunately we need to go a little bit higher than number 7. So we're going to try number 5 in round 2 here from Florida. It's pick number 37, and I am willing to offer, let's see, oh shit, Kim Nikulas dropped off like a rock. That's really sad, and he's a lot of money too. Oh boy. Okay, let's try a guy like... I'd be willing to offer a guy like Brouwer. I don't know if he should be high enough value, but you never know. Rejected. Okay, so we got to go a little higher than Brouwer, and we're not going to get this deal done in that time. So LA selects Giguère there, and he's an 80 rated playmaker. Okay, so again, that's more or less what we were expecting. I was hoping the draft would be a little bit better, but maybe not. So we're going to go... let's see. We could probably throw in Nickel here just as he's 22 already. This should go through. And yeah, trade accepted, no question there. We did have to trade him though, just to, kind of add to what we can acquire this draft. And besides that, let me just try to figure out where all the rest of our picks are sitting in comparison to these selections. All right, so we do need to go and acquire one more. I believe it's either a 4th or a 5th round pick here, which isn't much for what we're looking for. It'll be a 5th rounder by the looks of it. Okay, so round 5, we're just gonna go to the pick beside ours. So Colorado, how you doing? And we can offer you, this is a little risky because, we have good prospects here. And actually, you know what? It's probably better just not to select the guy that's there. We're going to leave it. I'm thinking about it. It's like, you know what? The prospect we're going to offer for the 5th rounder probably isn't even going to be worth it. So, yeah, we're just going to be a little more conservative on that. All right, so Nashville's going to make their pick, and they go with, who is this guy? Corey Nicholas. Okay. So we definitely have 2 centers available on the board, and I think we have to go with the higher ranked one. I'm totally trusting my scout on this one. Marc Durocher, I believe is how you say it. He's all A's across the board. 6'2" playmaker. He should actually be one of the better picks in this draft, and 80 rated playmaker. Okay, so we got pretty much 80s across the board here. Jeez. And Vegas's pick, yeah. So we went with the right selection there, no questions asked. And Durocher is going to be a good piece for this team yet again. So pick number 10 now. Okay, so Pitton was 77 overall. Jeez. A couple teams miss. Anaheim gets a nice pick there, though. Lieb was not so good. So we got 2 options here. We can either go with Nicholas Oduya, who looks like he's just going to be a monster good center for a long time here and would probably be a best fit for our system. And just based on what we need, really. We don't need a ton of defense. As much as I want to take the risk on Gagnon there, I just think that Oduya is better. He's got a 1-year ETA. He'll probably make the NHL sooner. Oh, or we go with St. Jacques, who's a offensive defenseman on the right side. And he's NHL. Shoot. Okay, I guess we're going with St. Jacques. Even though he is only a medium top 4, he looks hella good. And NHL ready will definitely help out our AHL system. So let's see how. Yeah, we have to go with St. Jacques, unfortunately, here. So, Louis St. Jacques. Oh, 78 rated. Thank God. Okay, that was a nice pick. Let's see what we missed on here. So, Oduya. Oh, we made the right pick, man. We really made the right pick. I want to see if this defenseman's a medium elite or not. No one's selecting him. Oh my gosh, how far back is this guy going to fall? Gagnon fell all the way back to pick 15. Wow. Okay, so we definitely made the right selection there in St. Jacques. Especially for his overall and everything. That is a very, very sweet pick there. All right, so I'm definitely happy with how that went. Definitely could have gone a lot better, or a lot worse, sorry, not a lot better. Definitely could have gone a lot worse. So, with this next pick, we are going to be selecting, I believe, another NHL ready prospect here, but I'm interested to see if there were any prospects in here that would have been good selections. Doesn't look like, wow, all medium top 9 forwards and medium top 6 defensemen in here for the most part. I am extremely happy with how this draft has gone so far. Again, we landed some really good prospects and pieces to add to this team. And we are going to be taking Jesper Olsson here, or Olason. Jesper Olason here. We're going to see how he turns out. 6'2", a forward out of Sweden. Should be pretty good. And 72 rated. That's one of the better overalls out of this entire draft so far, actually. Nice. All right, so we are going to sim ahead now to this next pick, and let's see what happens here. So, no real good picks in between Olsen or Olason. And I believe we're going to be taking Devos next, even though he's not guaranteed. I mean, nobody really is here. We could take a risk on a guy like Holden Haley. I don't really want to. Actually, wait, no, sorry, never mind. We're going with this guy, Jared Mackey. Yeah, definitely going with Mackey as he's an elite goalie. I don't think he's he's not really NHL ready, but, another elite goalie prospect. You got to go with it. And he's actually 61 overall. Very nice overall, especially for an 18-year-old goaltender. Jeez, nice. All right, so over to pick number 74 now. Still in it's in round 3 now, I guess. Yeah, we did make both our round 2 selections. Rinus was a nice pick there by St. Louis for sure. I'm not sure who else was really good in this draft. Devos would have been all right. But no, we made the right selection with Mackey, no question asked. Anybody else? Nope, doesn't look like it. Westgarth there was, he was all right, but nothing insane. So with this next pick here, we're going quite a ways off the board, I believe. Pick number 120. Yeah, pick number 120. That's the next prospect we're looking at. So, honestly, probably could have traded down, but whatever. We'll take Angelo Hansi. We'll take that potential and move forward with it. So, yeah, pretty good player there still, as he is, 50 rated. But, yeah, I'm happy with the potential, obviously. All right, so over to pick number 106 now. We go, I wouldn't say off the board, but, yeah, we are moving quite a ways through the rest of the draft there. Obviously, we only had one pick in round 3. And, maybe that hurts us. I would not bet on it, but yeah, I don't know. I just get the feeling this entire draft's going to be pretty weak. So the prospects we've landed have been some of the higher end prospects in this draft too. So I'm really not complaining at this point. We are going over. Wow. Okay. We're going way the hell off the board again here to make a selection. And we're grabbing a player that, is guaranteed for us here, going to be Yakub Volchenkov. Probably going to be power forward, might be a grinder, but we'll see how he turns out at medium top 9 potential on the right wing there. And 59 rated, and yeah, he is a power forward, so not a terrible selection, but he is 19 already too, so yeah, big debate if he ever ends up making our team or not. So over to pick 139 now. We're just kind of checking through the rest of the 4th round and beginning of the 5th round here, just to see if there were any steals really, because usually there's 1 or 2, but this draft is looking really disappointing yet again. Man, the computer's like, well, yeah, you had some good drafts way back, so we got to kind of tone things down here. You guys can't be selecting so many good prospects, and I guess that's fair, but we are definitely going to be taking Brandon Harkins here, a right-handed defensive defenseman. I know we have a lot of right-handed defensive defensemen, but we're going to go with him anyways, and it's mainly for the potential. So 55 overall, not bad for where he's selected, and at 6'2", yeah, his physical will hopefully develop. I don't know so much about his skating, but who knows. So simulating to pick number 170 now. Oh, we missed on a couple good goalies there, actually. Pretty nice potential on those guys. Not much you can really do. Barry Letty was a decent pick. And let's see what we missed in the rest of round 5. So who is the guy we were looking at? I'm trying to remember his name right now. I believe it was Backstrom, yeah, and he did not turn out, so I'm glad we did not try to risk that, trading up and doing things like that. It just wasn't worth it. So, we only got 2 picks left now. We're going way the hell off the board for both of them. I'm actually just going to use the pin feature here. We're going to take, I know he's see, that's not great. Pivko we will take for sure, but everybody else, it's like, is it really worth the selections here? Like, we could take a risk on Trenton Van Ryn there. I don't know. Like, there's just nobody guaranteed here anymore besides some, like, really low potential players. Maybe we go with a goalie. Go with, like, Roy Pacco. That might not be so bad. Compared to Dolak, he's a defensive defenseman. We don't need any more of those the more I think about it. So let's take a risk on Pacco, see how he turns out. And medium French starter is not all that bad for a 6th round pick. So, yeah, I guess you could say that draft went more or less how I expected it to. There really was not a ton of prospects in the later rounds. Medium top 4 there. That's pretty good for Coleman there. Another medium elite. Ooh, Fitz. Okay, John Fitz, had no idea that he was elite. And that looks like it's about it for the 6th round. Okay. So yeah, we definitely select less prospects this time, but at the same time, I'd say we definitely kept the quality level around the same as, Matthias Pivko here. Pretty solid two-way forward there. Usually these guys are around 50 rated, and he's 55. I mean, he is 19, but yeah, I'm happy with that. So I would say we definitely walk away as one of the big winners from the 7th round. I mean, Vauclair was a very nice pick by the Red Wings where he's at, but at the same time, 55 rated low elite right winger at that size too. Like, you look at the size of Pivko here. He's 6'5", 214 pounds. With a decent shot already, he could develop into a very good player still. So, yeah, we're going to sim the last pick there, and it is a 7th defenseman. So, yeah. First 2 picks there in the first round were very good, especially with St. Jacques. I was incredibly impressed with how he turned out. Olsen was all right. Mackey was obviously good potential. Hainsey and Volchenkov were meh. They're okay. Paco was another meh pick, but Harkins and Pivko, nice picks, and no complaints from that draft. So this offseason is going to see, a coach expire here, our AHL associate coach. We'll get him another contract. Who knows if he actually stays with our team or not. As far as scouts go, we got a couple expiring here, so we got to keep our scouting system strong, especially with the amateur scouts, as they are our bread and butter of this team, really, and that is they're what has developed this team over the years. Obviously, the team needs to start developing more with coaches now. There's no question about that, but at the same time, we gotta win. There's no other way to put it. We gotta win. So Francisco Rogers and Ilya Bobkov, 2 of the big names, kind of expiring here. Everybody else we've got covered for the most part. And yeah, I mean, that was a rough season we just had, so hopefully we won't see too much player decline here. And we have no cap space. I just realized that. A guy like Kyle Sherwood. Oh boy. Good thing we have a lot of RFAs here, because we are going to be signing a lot of these RFAs in free agency. Kim Nicolas might have to go. As much as I hate to say that, he might have to go. So that one kind of stinks, but that's the franchise we're working with right now. So yeah, that would not be great, but it might have to happen here. We got a lot of wingers we're re-signing here. A couple defensemen. And a center there in Amble. I'm kind of glad we drafted who we did, because, yeah, some of these players like Olesen there is probably going to be in the AHL this year. We have a lot of guys that have just never turned out for our franchise, to be honest. Like, I was really hoping Jan Mizak would grow more. Never did. Brindamore and Dowd are probably ready for the AHL too, but man, we got a lot of expiring deals here. A lot of guys I don't even want to keep, to be honest. Is Modano a grinder? I believe he is. Yeah, he is. He's a 6th round grinder. So why not? Give him a contract. And same with Sokolov, as he is low elite. But honestly, like, even top 9 potentials here, guys like Grachev, yes, he's supposedly higher rated, but, like, man, he's never going to turn out. He's never going to play for our team. I would very much argue the same for Goldobin. And even Joaquin McKenzie, who we drafted pretty high. Yeah, you hate to see it, but what can you really do? Like, we only have so many roster spots available, and yeah, this is a tough situation here, so. Oh, shoot. Okay, so what do we do here now? We might be letting Lennox walk, to be honest. Giordano's gone. No reason to sign him. Lennox is getting an RFA offer. And we have Krajicek and Kapitanov as well as Del Zotto. So, okay. Let's try like a $1 million deal here for the next year on Bobkov. And then Kapitanov needs his entry level. There's no other way to put it. And I would definitely see Kapitanov and Lennox, or Del Zotto and Lennox moving before Mueller or Kapitanov do. Krajicek's actually doing all right for where he's at. So yeah, hard to make a very clear choice there. Rogers wants a deal. We can't offer him the money he wants right now, so we're going to qualify him. And really, when we look at our overall team where the money is sitting, Bryce Anthony is not worth the money. There's no other way to put it. He's just simply not worth the money. We literally cannot buy him out here. Well, we could, but it's not worth it. Hunt's expiring in a year. Yanni Gourde's got $6 million under his belt. Sherwood's got 5.7. And Jovanovski has got 5.5. So definitely a lot of guys that we are probably going to have to see move here pretty soon, which is too bad, but it's hockey. It's a business, and we gotta work to our strengths here and our advantages. So if players aren't performing, they're going to have to go here pretty soon. I mean, Bryce Anthony for $10 million is probably a pretty bad deal overall in the league, but at the same time, he's a piece of this franchise. He has performed over the last few years. He has been playing well, and we have no room on this roster. Awesome. So we're going to see a lot of guys reject here. Anisimov's probably done if he's not signing. So we had a couple guys reject due to full rosters, which is interesting because at the same time there are a lot of guys who, okay, we're definitely qualifying Nordquist, we're definitely signing Durocher, but there are other guys here who can walk. St. Jacques we're signing as well. He's probably going to go back to junior for a year, as he won't make the NHL out of training camp. Anisimov is gone. We'll let him walk. Olason there. We will sign. Man, we have really filled the system up over the last 2 years, to be honest. We have offered a lot of contracts, and a lot of guys have not developed. So it might be time to start picking guys off here and say, yeah, you're done. Like, that's kind of how I'm feeling at this point. Like, I would much rather buy out a guy like Yuri Bobkov there and then sign a guy like Josiah Brendamore instead, because he's a high pick for us. Dowd we're going to sign too, as those guys have value. But like guys like shit, man, I'm not feeling McKenzie. I really am not. Yes, he's a sniper. He's never going to turn out though, probably. I'll give him a chance, but that's about it. Like, seeing there's guys like Leonov there who probably are never going to be worth their contract. It's tough. It's tough to make these decisions here, so. So Durocher signs with the team. Again, full roster on Joaquin McKenzie. So St. Jacques says, I won't let you down. He's going to go back to junior there for a year, though, for sure. Brendamore and Dowd both rejected due to full rosters. So let's see what we can do here. First thing we need to do, I think, is Nordquist needs a deal here, and he's cheap, so we can definitely sign him up. Kim Nicolas has been a serious disappointment to this team, which is not good, as he did have some serious potential heading into the last season. and it kind of just all crumbled there. So, yeah. I think we let guys like, even though I want to sign guys like Dowd and Brindamore, it's just like, let them sit for one more year, see how things turn out. If they grow, they play. If they don't grow, they probably walk. Can we not sign Sokolov either? Do we just have no... Okay, we offered 2 deals. I'd prefer to get Sokolov in over McKenzie, even though McKenzie is a better player. Yeah. Okay. This is a really tough situation for me because it's like, I've drafted all these guys. I see potential in all of them, but at the same time, it's like we have to pick and choose. We cannot do this any other way. We have to pick and choose players. Seeing Scavello, Ferguson, those guys are good. They're staying. Zadorov a defensive defenseman? Oh, he's a 2-way. Okay, that might work out just fine then. St. Jacques Bannister. Nicholas is $4.8 million. Why did I give him that contract? I don't understand that. That was just stupid. When I look back on it, it was like, that was dumb. Okay, so we're going to clear out a guy like Leonov here. He ain't worth it. Versus a guy like Brindamore, who's already 19, probably worth signing. Olsen has not grown at all there. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting season coming up for sure, as I'm not entirely sure how things are gonna go. So, who signs? Brindamore does sign. Sokolov cannot join to default roster. And obviously we're going to trade a guy like Kim Nikulas in exchange for a guy like Francisco Rogers, as there is some serious differences there. Not in their play style, but just as more in their potential and age. I'm honestly feeling like guys like Kiefer Sherwood and Yanni Gourde could even be on their way out too. This is going to be a very exciting offseason, to say the least. Yeah, the only guy we're going to see walk here that I don't want to walk is probably going to be Maxim Sokolov there. But he's already 20. He's only 58 rated. It's tough decisions like this that we kind of have to make. Where it's like a guy like Baker's never getting a contract. Same with, well, Axelson has got a contract, and he probably shouldn't have one. So I'd rather go with a guy like Joakim McKenzie over another player there. All right, so let's just look at our depth in general. So we definitely have enough centers. We're good on centers. I don't want Cicito playing in the AHL, but he might. That's an option. I don't want that to happen, though. I'd much rather have him as a scratch player in the NHL. We definitely have enough depth on the wings. Yeah, we definitely have enough depth on the wings. We don't really need to sign anybody else. Almquist is coming up. He'll be good in a year. On the right wing, see, we're paying a lot of money to Yakimowicz for, what, a medium top 6 potential? Seeing same thing with Sherwood, where it's like, yeah, you're probably taking away from guys like Lawton on our team here, so maybe we'll try to find a lesser rated player in exchange for Sherwood, and then we'll clear up some cap. On defense, 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6. See, I'm fine with getting Zadorov into the system here too. St. Jacques is going to go back to junior. Bannister will probably play one more year in the minors unless he just somehow grows a ridiculous. I mean, he put up 59 points this last season in the AHL, so that's pretty damn good. I'm happy with that, and I think he is going to start to grow here pretty soon. So we'll see what happens with Bannister. Kim Nicholas, I kind of want to leave for a year. He's definitely going to be sent back down to the minors, though. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so we definitely have enough defensemen. But, nobody's really... I mean, yes, we've had elite players grow into the right role. Come on, McKenzie, how do you not sign? We cleared a spot for you. Why won't he sign? That's what I'm still trying to figure out right now. You know what? It's fine. He's 65 rated at 20 years old. He's not going to progress all that much, even though we were hoping he'd, kind of turn into a decent player. It hasn't really happened, so I'm fine with letting him walk. I did want to sign him, but whatever. We will sim to free agency now, get the rest of this stuff done. Obviously, we have players protected in Rogers, who's not hitting free agency. I will not allow that. He's hitting free agency, but he's an RFA. He's protected. And, yeah. A guy like Kiefer Sherwood, though, I am very much willing to throw on the trade block, and same thing even with a guy like Yanni Gourde, who has some value, but he's 34 years old. We'd prefer to get picks back for him, I think, and at this point, it's going to be difficult. I don't think, if we see a guy like Artemi Panarin or somebody like that who is undrafted and just, insane, obviously we'd want to go for them, but when you look here, 99% of these players are drafted. Last year was a bit of an anomaly, as you usually don't see that many players available. Obviously, Rogers is going to be getting signed here. He's going to get his money, there's no question. Matt Murray's in there. There's a couple good players in here, but I think the guy everyone should be paying attention to is Tristan Lennox, as he is an RFA too, but we just don't have space for him. So I don't know what's going to happen there. It'll be interesting to see, I guess. Is Nazarov one of our guys? No, he's just a random guy there. Yeah, Koslov was definitely drafted. Okay, so the main thing we're trying to do here is clear up cap. There's no question about that. Why did I hit sign free agents again? I don't know. But no, we're going to look to either trade a guy like Kim Nicholas, probably Kim Nicholas, that would be my opinion. As if we can trade Nicholas and re-sign Rogers, we should be good. But it's going to be interesting to see what teams are willing to give up in exchange, because he is $4.8 million of cap space. A lot of teams actually want him, so I don't believe we have a first-round pick at the moment, or an extra one in 2027. We definitely don't. So that should be an even trade. And they take it. Beautiful. Okay, so yes, we trade Kim Nicholas away. He dropped off like a rock. And what we're exchanging him for in a guy like Francisco Rogers is totally worth it. There's no other way of putting it. So let's get Rogers his deal here. And he's honestly not that expensive for what he's asking for. I am happy to offer him that. He's a good defensive defenseman, and he's going to stay in our team for a while here. So I also want to explore what are the options here for guys like Yanni Gourde or Kiefer Sherwood. Apparently none. Nobody wants those rental pieces. Apparently not. Yeah, okay. So I think we're actually good to just hold on to him, keep the depth, and hope our young guys kind of grow and surpass them. So, yeah, we're going to sim to the next season. Rogers obviously signs. We gave him the money he wanted. And, yeah, get out of here. Everyone's like, oh, trade us Francisco Rogers. And I'm like, nah. All right, so Lennox did sign that RFA deal. Interesting. You know, something else we could potentially try here. Let me just think about this for a second. Something we could try is going for, there's very few unrestricted free agent players in here that are actually like really good players still. So I want to go to player search. I'm looking for a guy like Panarin. I don't know who else would be undrafted and not good. Leach is really, fuck man, we should have gone for him. We really should have gone for him. I don't know why we didn't when we had the opportunity there in the one draft. I can't believe how good Lambos has turned out. That's insanity. Brant Clark's insane. Ferganov's insane. There's a lot of like really damn good players in this league now that have grown through the draft. Ferguson obviously is one of them, but we could definitely use more. Melikar has like blown me out of the water with how good I expected him to be and how good he actually turned out to be. But no, we're looking for a guy like Artemi Panarin. He's 92 rated. He is 92 rated. Yes, he's 34 years old, and we probably don't have the cap space to get a deal done there. But, man, if you bring in a sniper like that to this team that we have right now, how does he fit our team? That's the other question I have. Apparently doesn't fit, so I would love to pursue him. I know he's 34 already, but, like, man, we need to start winning. That's, like, the biggest thing with this team is we need wins ASAP. And, wow, they have no cap space. Jesus. How did Holtz hit a low franchise? Are you serious? Very rarely see that a guy like that turns out. I mean, a Panarin deal would be absurd. That would be a crazy thing to get done. And we would definitely have to offer a guy like Bryce Anthony to do this because he's $10 million. But, like, I just never see Anthony regaining that, what do you call it? That elite potential. It's just, like, I don't see it happening. He's 26. Whereas Panarin is a guaranteed elite player. He's going to be good for a long time still. And we could get a deal done here because we have so many goalie pieces still. Panarin would seriously impact this team. And I actually want to kind of go for this. I need to check here. We did say we weren't allowed to acquire players through trade, and I totally understand that, but yeah, okay, we're going to leave this. I do want to pursue a guy like that, like an undrafted player. There aren't very many in the league in general that are that good, but yeah, we're going to send him to next season, hope that this team grows, and go from there. These are some stupid ass deals that AI is trying to come up with. Like, look at that. That's just, why would I make that trade? So, heading into the next season, we've only sold 66% of our tickets. That's probably not a good thing. Yeah. Let's see how the team's looking here. I'm not looking forward to seeing this. So, owner goals. We're a contender. Need to win on the road, get 22 wins, 41 sellouts, and sell 90% of our suites. Okay. So here's the team you guys are looking at for this upcoming season. It's not the best. We've definitely seen better teams before in this system. Durocher actually fits properly there. Wow. That is something we have not seen in a long time. Durocher also fits the bottom line quite well, though, I have to say. So I think we keep the team looking like that. I actually like how that looks. It's a pretty well-rounded team. And yeah, Yanni Gord scratched. Oh, Bobkov took off like a rocket ship. Holy Jesus. Okay. Yanni Gord fits where? Top line? All right, guys. So here's how the team looks going into the next season. It's fairly well-rounded. I like how it looks. Obviously it could be a little bit better, but actually I think we play Durocher there up on the top line or on the third line because, he's a playmaker. He's just going to get better at what he does, and I could very, very well see Marcel Audette replacing Bryce Anthony back on that left wing here in a year or two. And Durocher sliding up into the top center role as long as, things go well for him and he keeps performing the way he has. Yaro Porter, I like where he is, but I get the feeling that a guy like Jamie Lawton very well could be making an appearance on that top line too. That's an option. And we'll see how it goes, but that's how the team's looking right now. Looking at defense, it's solid. It's not spectacular. It's got to be one of the better defenses, the defensive cores in the league. But they don't win games. I don't understand why, because we've got an insanely talented two-way defenseman here in Amir Ferguson. He should be putting up more points than he does. Devin Scavello, another really good two-way defenseman, and they pair perfectly together. Go away. Give me like 10 minutes, okay? As far as the defense goes, we have a guy like Amir Ferguson here who's, really talented as far as a two-way defender goes, but just hasn't really performed up to his potential. Devin Scavello's right there with him. He's a really good top-pairing defenseman that you could have in your team. We're paying those guys, the payment on these guys is pretty good for what what they're worth. We have a very good second pairing too in Jovanovski, as well as Francisco Rogers there. And then obviously we have Mason Mink and Mikhail Chubasov, who we changed to an offensive defenseman. We'll see what happens with him if he can actually start to grow, as he will probably replace a guy like Richard Jovanovski in the future, as Jovanovski is 28 already. Mason Mink, I don't know how he's going to fit this team for that much longer. He's on his last year of his contract, and that's interesting. Askarov needs to start performing. Otherwise, he's going to just simply get replaced here by our other goalies who seem to be doing just as good as he is. So, yeah, and when we look in the AHL, man, look at Krajicek. Come on. He is turning out to be a monster of a goalie here. He's looking really good. Then we got a guy like Kapitanov coming up behind him. He's also considered a backup goalie. And then when we look at the scratched goalies here, we have guys like Del Zotto and Lennox, who are both very well minor starting goalies. As far as the rest of the AHL goes, we got good lines here. They should be able to win. I would say the center depth is definitely the issue here, but guys have to grow. They can't just sit here, dick around in the AHL with 23 points there for the majority of their career and expect to win. We do have a very good defensive group here. Pierce Bannister is looking to have another crazy good season, as he could definitely be making the NHL as soon as next year or even later this year. Igor Korolyuk pairs very nicely with Bannister, and I have no complaints on those guys, as they are a very good pairing. The rest of the group, it's solid, good potential, not like insane, but good potential. And then, in goal, I showed you that already. We have a couple scratch players here like Todd Ellis and Eriksson, Olsen, and Mizak as well. Mizak's never grown. I don't know why. We gave him so many opportunities in the AHL and he never performed. So that's where we're at right now with this team. Obviously, Dylan Hunt, our captain still, Liam Zachary, an alternate there, and Amir Ferguson also getting a letter. Everything else looks pretty straightforward. Durocher wearing number 28 there, so I think we'll just leave that. I mean, we can check him out here nice and quickly, because obviously I don't show you guys all that many of our players, right? So let's just go give our new guy a bit of a look here, see how he's looking for our franchise. So Marc Durocher, 4th overall playmaking center. He's big too. He's 6'2", and I mean, he's gonna be a real good player for this team for a long time, and hopefully he can just kind of push our team in the right direction, because we have been god awful so far. So I mean, heading into this next season, our team is considered championship status, which is very interesting, as the team has never come together so far. So I'm hoping this is the year. I mean, it's been, we've probably spent almost 10 years now. This has been, okay, let's see. This is our 8th season now as a franchise, and we have yet to make the playoffs, so I'm hoping this is the year where we can finally have a breakthrough. I mean, the team's considered a champion team, but they're not playing like it, so we'll see what happens in the future. But anyways, that is going to be it for me. If you guys are new to this series and enjoying it, please go down below, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, do all that good stuff, and make sure you comment. But that's going to be it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and see ya.